Hey Ravens fans, I'm Garrett Downing, and you know him. This is BaltimoreRavens.com columnist John Eisenberg. We're here to talk some prizes. Only 3 games into the season. John, let's talk about who are some of the biggest surprises to start on offense.
Offense, there's a lot of candidates for what's a big surprise. Dennis Pitta's 4th in the AFC in receptions. That's pretty high. I think people thought Pitta would have a good year. That's really good. Jacoby Jones has been great as the number 3 receiver. I would say the biggest surprise, though, has got to be Ramon Harewood at left guard. Nobody saw him as a starter when training camp started. Really, at the end of training camp, hardly nobody saw it. But he's played well in the first 3 games, particularly well, I think, in the New England game. They were running behind him, so good for him. He looks like he's making a starting spot there.
Yeah, he was a guy that was really mentioned as a bubble player at one point that goes into a starting role going against Cleveland. Last year against the Browns, the Ravens really pounded the ball on the ground. Do you think you could see them doing that this Thursday with running behind Harewood there?
Absolutely. I mean, it looked like the running game really got going for the first time in week 3, and I expect to see more of that. And yeah, he's carrying a load there.
All right, let's move over to the defensive side. Who's your surprise there?
Oh my gosh! Well, the defensive side, I would say it has to be Donnell Ellerbe. Donnell Ellerbe, he's not starting. 2nd on the team in tackles. You got to look at those numbers. Tied for 1st in sacks. He's an impact player right now. I mean, the defense is having some struggles, that's for sure. But Ellerbe looks like 2 years ago, a really strong year. Last year wasn't as strong. He dealt with some injuries. He looks like he's really healthy and really making a difference this year.
Yeah, this is the first time he's really getting the chance to be out there a lot because he dealt with all kinds of hamstring and leg injuries and muscle pulls. Him and Jameel McClain kind of have a 1-2 punch there. McClain being more the guy to field the run and Ellerbe the guy to field the pass. What do you expect the Browns to do? They're typically a team that likes to pound the ball. Is that what you like to see with them with Trent Richardson this week?
I think so. Richardson is a go-to player that's here now. Looks like he's a difference maker there. So Jameel generally sees the field more against the run. I mean, but they want to do it both ways. They'll both be on the field.
All right, the last one. Is there any other big surprise for you or anything on special teams?
Special teams would have to be. I mean, the Ravens really made that a point of emphasis in the offseason. They brought in Sean Considine. Corey Graham's a good people, but Shockey Brown, a guy that was here last year. Watch what happens when they roll out these coverage units. Shockey Brown is on the edges. He's a gunner. He's really risen through the ranks. Jerry Rossberg had some nice things to say about him. Second-year player that's, I think, really worked at it and has found a home on those special teams.
Well, the Shockey and the entire coverage teams will have their hands full this week, of course, going against Josh Cribbs, a dynamic punt and kick returner for the Browns.
Ran one back last year and
really changed the game almost.
Changed the game. An outstanding player, a real challenge, and I think Jerry Rossberg and the Ravens would like to see him, kick it out of the end zone as much as possible with Josh Cribbs back there.
Limit the touches that he gets.
Yeah, for sure. He's very good.
All right, thanks, John. And Ravens fans, make sure you keep it here on BaltimoreRavens.com as we get you ready for that game coming up on Thursday Night Football.